Hello, hello, hello. Cassandra, do you want to kick us off?
Sure. I'm just going to give them a couple more minutes. I know a lot of more people are jumping on here. Is that okay?
Yep.
We have some exciting new people on the training tonight. So lots of good stuff to look forward to.
Chris,
Hey, Ken, unmute yourself, buddy. I muted you. I muted everybody as you started to talk, and then I even muted myself, so I couldn't tell you that.
yeah, no, that's what I was telling you. I could see you talking, but I couldn't hear you.
Okay. Appreciate it.
All right, everyone, we'll go ahead and get started as some more are jumping on. So welcome to tonight's team training call. Thank you so much for everyone taking the time to be on. I was talking to some people throughout the team just throughout this last week, and I really got some good value, some new tips on how they're building their business. So to start off with, Marcia, are you on? I don't know if she's on quite yet, so we'll start with Christy. Christy, do you want to go ahead and unmute yourself?
Okay, I'm here.
Hey, Christy, how's it going? Thanks so much for coming on and sharing the goods with us tonight.
You're welcome. Okay, so I know earlier in the week we talked, you did a welcome call for me, did a fantastic job. Courtney was totally pumped up after talking with you, so thank you so much for everything. She really enjoyed that conversation. So we talked about really what I was doing with my business to take and grow, and a lot of it has to do with basically edification, solidification, and really holding people accountable for what they commit to. So for example, I've created a page outside of my personal page that is a secret group, and that secret group is basically used to third-party validate to incoming potential clients and customers. So for example, on my personal page, I'll start off with putting information out there that is very, and a lot of you guys I think are already doing this, so again, I hope I'm not overly redundant, but putting information out there on keeping them guessing as to, you know, what we're doing. I take in, we'll put things out there, things like, you know, I feel fantastic this morning. And I'm a big emoji and GIF person because I truly believe that, you know, a lot of people are more visual than they are readers, and it catches attention. But I'll put things out there like, you know, woke up this morning feeling fantastic thanks to what's in my cup. And I just leave it there. And then, you know, I'll have people chime in, well, what's in your cup? And then I'll say, I'll PM you. I never actually talk about, you know, whether it be coffee, Velocity, whether it be, Elevate. I just kind of create that.
Hey, unmute yourself. I was trying to mute somebody else and I muted you. I apologize.
That's okay, Chris.
Bye, Christy.
Okay, so where did I get cut off?
About 5 seconds.
Okay, so if someone asks, what's it all about, I'll say, I'll PM you. So again, keeping them guessing, it keeps everybody else that's watching that thread consistently on the verge of, hey, what is she talking about? What is she doing? It just kind of builds that excitement. Once I take and I get them, I call it behind the scenes, or I message them, the first question I'll usually say is, hey, tell me, what gets you up and going in the morning? And a lot of people will say their coffee. Well, that's great. If they say it's coffee, I'll send them the video that we have on the site that shows, what do they call it? The Daily Grind, I guess it is, or the video. You know what I'm talking about, y'all. And I'm nervous. I'm sorry. It's the one that talks about the coffee and the nootropics in the coffee, etc. And then I'll say to them, hey, give me some feedback, or, if you're interested in what you see, message me your address and I'll go ahead and I'll send you a sample. And 90% of the time, actually my return on investment, or my ROI, my ROI is about 80%. So I'm doing quite well with this. And I get them to commit to the fact that, if I send you this sample, and what I do is just for anybody who wants to see, this is the size envelope that my sample goes in. It goes into a cute little card that I get at the dollar store. Okay. I write inside here and I tell them, hey, listen, it's your happy day. Here's a sample of our happy coffee. Please let me know that you've received this one. Accountability. And also, I would love to hear your feedback in regards to your experience after you've drank the coffee. And I actually, when I interact with them, put them on that actual closed, or actually it's a secret group page. And that's where they will post their experiences based on the coffee. Now, even if somebody does not wish to get a sample of the coffee, which I've had a few, I still throw them on that page. And the reason being is because as they see more and more people talking about their experiences with the coffee, they then, and actually yesterday I had five people go on that had told me initially, no, they didn't even want a sample of the coffee, purchased. So again, it's building credibility, solidification, not me selling, not, it's more through, those that are there that are already, either drinking the coffee or, I do have my distributors on there as well. And the reason that I put them there is, again, I believe in duplication. If something's working and it's working great, I hope that they take and they, jump on the bandwagon and do the same thing. And that's really what they've been doing. And that's what's been working really, really well. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I know that once, they, and I like I said, I asked for them to, make sure that they let me know that they've gotten the sample in the mail. The other thing that I do on that page is, for example, I will utilize the YouTube videos. Like there's one particular one out there where in regards to the Xanthromax, for those people that, maybe have just come in on the coffee, I'll throw the Xanthromax out there, just the video from YouTube. And based on that information, again, I'm allowing what's already been created to do the work for me, if that makes any sense. So that's kind of, how I've done what I've done. It's worked quite well. I mean, I'm open to questions. But again, I'm sure a lot of you guys are already doing that. But I know Cassandra asked me to share that with you. And, it's great third-party validation. It's not me, selling. It's just, those that are on there, doing the work for me.
That's great, Christy. Thank you so much. So will you, before we have the next speaker on, will you kind of go over how important is follow-up? So I find, sending out samples is one thing, but I find if you don't follow up in a certain period of time, people just lose the excitement. So
exactly. So I actually, and I'm glad you, addressed that. So I actually have a little log that as I take and put people on that page, so for example, like today, I just had 5 samples go out today, okay? My assumption is it's going to take about 10 days for them to, before I will hear from them. That's just the time frame that I give. If within 10 days I have not actually heard from them, I will actually, because I've already have them on that page, I will actually tag them on the page and say, hey, have you received your sample? Again, it's holding accountability in that area. Plus, most of the time, I get that confirmation, or they give, how should I say, they say to me right up front, you know, hey, I'll go ahead and I'll try it for you. And again, getting them to commit to them, giving their input. They feel it's kind of like, I mean, I've done sales for years, and I worked for a hair salon company, and I would go in and give samples and say, hey, listen, you're behind the chair, you're the one using the product. I need you to tell me how well this worked for you. And they feel as though I'm looking for their input, good, bad, or indifferent. The thing too is if you get somebody who's maybe not having a good experience, you have other people out there that are going to take and chime in based on their experience and how they've either overcome. For example, some people, I have those that, oh, I don't like the taste of coffee. Well, that's really great. And I did this the other day. I said, Jeannie said the same thing. And on my page, I actually tagged Jeannie and said, hey, Jeannie, Susan said she didn't really like the taste of coffee. Share with her your experience on how you, how the coffee tasted to you, because you told me you didn't want coffee. You didn't like the taste of coffee. So again, that follow up. Well, and I know I kind of went off the beaten track. That's the nerves.
Christy, can I ask a question?
Sure.
So when you say a private page or a secret page, is that a Facebook page?
It is a Facebook page. I actually created what they call a secret group. And the reason being, okay, so a secret group is only where members can see the actual group or the posts that are there. I've made it so that in order to be part of this group, you've got to be part of, the coffee scene. My little thing is called the Daily Grind. And it's allowing people to, feel secure and go there and talk. And again, I'm very transparent, and I even throw that out there. And, I've had some people, that, their big thing was they wanted an immediate weight loss. Well, there are people, unfortunately, that, are not going to have that immediate weight loss. But as I will say, when a doctor puts you on medication, it takes 90 days for that maybe to take effect. Usually, it's 90 days, you go back, you get your blood work done. So it could take people up to 90 days and maybe more. Depends on your, where you are, whether you're a health nut or whether you're somebody just coming off a ton of medication. I mean, with me, I'll be honest. I mean, my story to you is that I was diagnosed with lupus 2.5 years ago. I was on 9 different medications. The coffee gave me the opportunity to come off a lot of those medications. I have a fatty liver because of that. Well, that fatty liver is not going to take and filter through the fats that are necessary, but the coffee, actually the Xanthromax or the Xanthrimol, if going and doing my research, which, I know I just do, but, it over time will take and, it will never like fix the liver, but it will help the liver in, distributing that fat. So
great. Thanks a lot. You're doing a great job, by the way. Thank you.
Yeah, Christy, thank you so much for sharing that. And I just wanted everyone else to, because you shared that with me, I think at a convention, and I took a lot away from that. So that's an amazing method to samples. And I love that you actually third-party validate within the page. So that's something something new I learned as well. So thank you so much. I appreciate you and everything that you do. So I want to call on Amy Salters. Are you out there? Got to unmute yourself there.
I'm here.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. So I'd love for you to share with the team, what's been working for you. Congratulations again on hitting platinum this month. That's really exciting.
Thank you. I find I do a little bit different than she does. I actually charge for trials. I get a lot of people who will get on lists waiting for them, and that's honestly makes them feel like they, this is amazing. I run out all the time. So I do it a little bit different. I know a lot of people. I have another girl on my team who she just gives them out, and she does great on it. I just didn't do very well giving them. I do better with charging. Another thing is I try to follow up all the time, and I'm very good at answering questions. Like as soon as somebody asks me a question, I answer their question. So I don't ever have people waiting, and people like that. What else? I don't know what else I do. I do pretty much everything the girl before was talking about. I don't have a group like that, but that was one of the things that I actually was wanting to do. So I'm glad to hear that she has such good success with that. And then connect people. If they have a question, regardless if you know it or not, connect, because you're going to have people who aren't going to listen to you, but they may listen to someone else. And that's honestly all I do.
That's awesome. So maybe share with how many samples are you getting out maybe a week? And then are these new people, are you in contact every day? Is this through Facebook? Like, what does that look like?
I really do them through Facebook. And then I have a couple of little groups that I have on Facebook that I post stuff in. And I do 3, 5, or 7 days. And honestly, I can't hardly ever do 7 days because I run out as soon as I get product in. But I'll just put, people know now that I've got this magic coffee. They don't know what it is. I never, ever, ever tell anybody what it is. I never put the picture on there. I never anything. And honestly, at the point that I'm at now, like I tell people who start, I don't even know that I want you to say it's coffee. Like I want you to be secretive. You've got a secret and you're lucky if I tell it to you. You need to act very like, oh my gosh, this works. This is so awesome. And you need people like basically message you saying, what are you doing? That's why when I first started, I started like that. And then I said, well, I've got some trials coming in a couple of days. And then I would mail them out to them, and I do PayPal or whatever, Venmo for that. But now people know, and I've had people that've been waiting. So if I post something, I'll sell out as soon as I get them in. And that's just how I've done it. And I just, like I say, a lot of people have good results with giving them. I just never did with the giving it away. So I just do that way. And it just, honestly, it gives it kind of value to them. And if they're, and you don't want to make it cheap. Like I did 12, 16, and 21. I've kind of changed my prices a little bit now though, because if they're willing to pay that for a 3, 5, or 7 day, whenever they love it, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, over the moon to pay what it really costs, but you've given them value, and you don't want them constantly coming back to you trying to get the product for cheaper than they can buy it from. So it's important to charge more than it costs for your trials if you're going to do that, if you're going to do it that way.
Amy, can I ask a question?
It has to have value. But that's how I do those.
Amy, why do you think people are...
I don't know what else to say. And follow-up's important. Follow-up's very important.
Wait, Amy, 1 second. I think someone's trying to ask a question. Go ahead.
Thanks. This is Charlie. Amy, so
okay.
All of these people that are on a waiting list, why do you think they're waiting? Why do you think they're so interested in this product? Well,
because they know all the amazing things I've said it does. And the fact that you can't get your hands on it makes people want it more. Like when I first went, like I try not to even throw it out that I have trials maybe once a week, or I'll say I'll have trials in 3 days. And then people start messaging me, oh, I want one. And actually I have like 6 people right now waiting on trials because I ran out yesterday. So it's the excitement. And then, the posts that I've done, I'm not tired. I've lost weight. I feel great, just by changing one thing. And so everyone, number one, guys, every woman is tired that has a kid, is exhausted. Every woman wants to lose weight. So if you put that out there that you're not tired at 3 o'clock when most moms are wanting to pass out and they've still got all the rest of their night to go, they will try anything. They will spend hundreds of dollars not to feel that way. I know, because I'm the mom that did the same thing. So it just you have to know what your market is and who you're talking to, and bring up those things. And then, like, I even have had people come and comment what it's done for them. Like, they'll comment on my post what it's done for them.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Amy. I appreciate that. So next I want to call on Amy Smith.
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, dear. How are you?
Wonderful.
So you want me to, I missed the very first part, Cass. Sorry, you just like text me like
Just share something that's really working in your business. Maybe a good tip. I'd actually love for you to share, because I know that you did it on a different training call. Maybe how you, your verbiage and how you set people up on MAP, and then anything else you want to share.
Sure. Okay. So Christy, you did a wonderful job. Just wanted to say that really quick. You covered a lot of awesome stuff, and I think it'll be super helpful to people. So that was awesome. I just want you to know that you did a phenomenal job. That was awesome. So, okay. So what I had done a call with a different team earlier today that I was helping get some social media stuff going for them. It's been really, really key for my business is that you don't word vomit on people. Chris Sueda, if he just heard me, he's probably going to laugh at me for using that word, because we talk about that all the time about word vomit. Like, literally, people. Here's the deal, guys. I'm going to let you in on a really big secret. You listen? Really big secret. I don't care how it works. All I know is that I feel phenomenal on it, right? Do you guys all agree to that? Like, you don't care. I honestly, like, okay, this is just like a bottle of water. I don't like, do you want to know how your water's made? Does it matter to you how your water's made? No, you just want to not be thirsty, right? Like, that's, that's important to you. The same thing with the coffee and with the Xanthamax and stuff like that. You're not a scientist. Well, unless you're Betsy, who's a rocket scientist. But like, seriously, like, you're not, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be a scientist. Just have, you know what I mean? Like, keep it simple. Keep it super simple. I'll tell a really quick story. So I don't know if Marcy's on or not. She's at corporate, but Marcy was rooming with me this weekend at the training in Dallas. And what we did, so we get up, obviously, Saturday morning, and I had this really cute gray dress that I wanted to wear. And so I get dressed, I get my pantyhose on, the whole bit, right? I go to get my shoes on. Y'all, I packed 2 right shoes that were different black heels. True story, honest to goodness, okay? So that is proof in the pudding that if Amy Smith, who can't dress herself, can succeed in this business, anybody can. Okay? Like, it's really that simple. Like, I promise, like, I apparently can't even dress myself. So, and I have had some success in this business. So the key to what you do when you talk to people is keep it super simple. Super, super simple. Hey, and connect. You don't have to be the expert. So let's see, I'm going to pick on somebody who's on that I want to pick on. I can't. Hey, Leo, I'm going to pick on you for a second just because you're on my screen. So ask me a question about the product.
So how many grams of caffeine? How many grams of caffeine are in the coffee?
Okay, Leo, that is such a great question. So here's my deal. Like, here's what I know. I know that it doesn't make my heart race, and I know it doesn't make me jittery, so I know it doesn't have a ton. But if you need the exact answer, let me tell you. So my friend Cass, her fiance Mike, he's way smarter than I could ever be in my life. So, like, he knows that kind of stuff. Let me connect you with him. And then I connect, you know what I'm saying? Like, then I call Cass or Mike or whoever, and get them on the phone. That, I mean, literally, that's how easy it is to do. I have a big customer page too, just like Christy. Mine's not secret. Mine's closed. I do mine closed simply because that way other people can share it, but it's not just a customer page. So that's why I do it that way, but nobody can see posts unless you've been added or approved to the group. So that's the difference in a closed and a secret group. And that's why I choose to do a closed group. Also, everybody talks about samples. Let me give you a really big nugget on samples. Keep a list, keep an Excel spreadsheet. I'm going greener by the day, Chris Leda, and I have an Excel spreadsheet. But my Excel spreadsheet, and enter your people that have samples in your spreadsheet. Only sell them samples once, and tell them you can only buy a sample one time. Okay, don't keep selling samples to the same person. We have a 30-day money back guarantee. Once they are, once they've had a sample, cut them off. Oh, you only get that once. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've got to have like a value and an exclusive thing. It's like Keto Amy was saying earlier. Amy Salters. It's like she was saying earlier. People want this stuff. Like, they want what we have, and you have to perceive the value in it in order to transfer that to other people. If you're just giving stuff away and you're just like, oh, I've got plenty, people don't see the value in it. I don't care if you have Ricky Durant's cabinets and you literally have it lined to the walls like he does. People don't need to know that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you want to keep it super exclusive and let them think that you only have a couple bags. Does that make sense? So it's absolutely super important that you tell them, okay, once you try this, here's my link, and here's how you get more. Don't keep selling them samples. Would you agree with that, Cassandra?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, have value, right? And I always say pre-qualify people. For me and Mike, we get them to watch a video. We get them, to kind of plug into some of the resources. And then if they still want it, or if they're in our area, then absolutely. I say, everybody's different, do what works for you, but give value. If someone's not willing to watch a video and, check out a PDF on Xanthohumol, then they shouldn't have a sample. But most people are, right? And then, be excited, have it, exclusive. People want what they can't have, and people want what, they can't get. And they're, once they have it, they fall in love with it. Like, as we all know, right? Amy, do you mind going over a little bit about MAP? So we were just, and Amy Salters and I were just on a team call, and some people had some questions on, you're talking to someone, they're ready to sign up, they get signed up on the dose, but you want to make sure they're one of your MAP customers, right? What does that look like? What's some tips you can give people?
Okay, so when you let me, what I do on that is, if somebody orders retail, orders the dose for $99, you can see those retail orders in your back office, guys. Log into your account, go to commissions. Yeah, go to wallet, and then go to commissions. Go to your, show you your actual retail orders. So on that, what I do at night is I have a notebook, and what I do is I enter my retail orders for that day, and within a week I send them a Facebook message that says, hey, did you receive your product? Well, and I give them the steps to set up MAP right then. That way they can log back into their account, set their MAP up, and I tell them that it could take 7 to 10 days to ship, because we don't know. Sometimes it's awesome, sometimes it's not. We know that, right? So if we say 7 to 10 days, always, always, always under promise and over deliver. If you set that expectation for them, then you'll be good to go. They won't be disappointed, or they won't be upset. So that is how I explain to them. And when they say, what is a MAP? I tell them that it is a roadmap for their weight loss success. That if you want weight loss and continued weight loss, you need to get on the MAP program, which is your MAP to weight loss. Nobody knows what a monthly auto purchase means. I mean, people call it an auto ship or a smart ship or whatever. Technically, their MAP stands for monthly auto process. Did anybody even know that? I didn't until I don't know, I've heard it, but we don't call it that. So what I tell them it is that a MAP is your roadmap to weight loss. And that's how I push that on getting people over to the MAP. That's the exact verbiage that I use. That work for you, Cass?
That's perfect. Yes, and I just recall you sharing on another team call. I couldn't recall it, so that's awesome. And what I love too now is, I'm sure everyone knows this, is, people can edit their MAP. They can do whatever they want with it. So that's a good thing, as well as they're in charge of it. So there's no locked in, fee, right? And And we want to make sure, you know, signing up these new customers that we put people on MAP because it is so important to hit that 12 customer promo, the shooting star every month. So thank you, Amy and Christy. We really appreciate you sharing everything with us tonight. I'm going to pass it back over to you, Chris, to wrap up the call.
Chris, at some point, I've got some announcements. Ricky just texted me that he wants.
Yeah, well, I just text Cassandra to have you go over.
Oh,
your
I'm sorry.
It's all good.
I got a text for Ricky that says.
No. Go ahead, and then I'm going to call on Gavin after you.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. I just
Nope. Go.
Okay, so he wanted me and you, Sweta, to do a recap on training. So what I really wanted to take away from Dallas to you guys is that we have posted, and if you haven't seen it, you feel free to message me. I have the list of upcoming dates that are super important trainings, these SOS trainings. When Chris, Ian, myself, Marcy, a couple others, when we walked into this training that started Friday night, we had no idea what to expect. No idea. All we knew is that we were going to hang out with some of our friends that we care a whole lot about, and that we were going to get dosed up for the weekend. Basically is what we knew going into the weekend. And we knew that Robert was going to be there, and Judy and Mark, and, you know, some people like that. So that was, you know, what we knew going in. I can tell you from conversations that we've had today and throughout the weekend, Chris has been to hundreds of personal development trainings. I've been to some Tony Robbins events. Like, I've been to some really good personal development. This was unlike anything any of us had ever seen. That it is not just personal development, even though that's huge. They covered products, they covered the comp plan, they covered strategies, secrets to success is what it's called. And let me tell you, it is the secret to success is by following these trainings. Not only is it important that you get to these trainings, it's so important that you can get your team to these trainings. Guys, they are doing the work for us. One of these days, Ian, Chris, Ricky, Cassandra, Mike, so we want to be lazy. Like, we want to not be on the phone all day. One of these days, that is our goal. Chris Sweta is going to buy a new boat, and we would like to be on the boat with no cell phone service without the world erupting. So the more people that go to these trainings and get this awesome information, the more duplicatable it is throughout the whole team. Take it off yourself. Go to these trainings, learn this stuff, get your teams there, and you don't have to do it. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So that's what I wanted to say about the training. I'm going to let Chris talk about the training for a second and then throw it back to me, Chris, and I'll finish Ricky's list.
Guys, I'm going to be, is it okay with everybody if I'm vulnerable real quick? You know, I've been in the industry for 20 years, and I've seen a lot of different trainings. I've seen, in fact, my wife was saying we probably have $100,000, you know, that I've invested into not only going to trainings, but I've bought the programs from every training I've been to. I literally have, if I brought you into the office right now, I have these CD cases that are about this wide that have 4 rows of CDs that are this thick. And I have 4 of them because all of my training programs would not fit in an armoire. So I had to break down the cases and put them in these stacks, right? So if anybody would feel like my personal feeling was, I have so much training I haven't even, you know, had a chance to listen to lately. And also being very protective of the team, I was very concerned about sending our people to somewhere when we felt like we wanted to direct the team to go a certain way and you know, a certain style. We were concerned. I was concerned. I've talked to Ricky about it. I've had other leaders talk to me about it, about, you know, what's going to be at these trainings. So we figured the only way to know is to go, right? So we invested in the money and we went. And honestly, I mean, Amy and I had talked about this and many other people talked about it, like where, You know, if I was going to go to a training, I want to go to a generic network marketing training so I could meet other people and, you know, help build the business and all that. And guys, do I have to stick my foot in my mouth? Do I? I mean, guys, we are so blessed to have Greg Ammerman and his team in this company. And, you know, I was fortunate enough and asked to talk. And, you know, just hearing his insights afterwards, he brought awareness to me on certain things that, you know, I didn't necessarily see. And when he mentioned it, I immediately got it. And I saw that, like, holy crap. And I was like, we are so, like, the fact that I'm going to be able to mentor into this guy has blown me away. And to be real, you know, when you've been able to create some of the success like many of us on the team have had, our heads get a little big on what we think we know and how, you know, we know how to do it and all that. And guys, we do know how to build a business. There's many people on this team. I mean, we know Amy knows how to go out and sign up a bunch of customers and sign up promoters. She's done it. We know that Ricky knows how to do that. We know many of the leaders, and I would have to go through, you know, all the platinums that talk about this, because there's so much talent in this group. There's so much talent in this company. And, you know, we can easily let our egos get in the way and stop us from creating what's possible. And I had to really check my own ego. So this is just basically being as vulnerable as I can. When I talked to Greg afterwards, my face just felt like my eyes wanted to burst out of my face. I wanted to just bawl crying and stuff like that, just because how stupid I felt from a perspective of the thoughts that went through my head and different things like that, and my energy level in certain aspects. And guys, there was roughly around 50 people in the room, and I've spoken in front of, you know, thousands of people at a time, and I don't get nervous. I could jump up in front of a crowd, and I just know, I know what I know. I can get up there and basically and talk and not feel uncomfortable whatsoever. Guys, I was so humbled. Like, it was the most nervous I've ever been. You know, not only with Robert there, and he's really, you know, sorting through to see who his people are, to see who is in alignment with what he's doing, because Robert believes in the vibration of allowance and letting things happen and creating an energy where, you know, attracting the right people. That's why we're not pushing for this or for that. Like, he's trying to get everything done in a very methodical way, and he's very protective of that, and I get it. So guys, I was exceeded. Now, my core of training has come from the same guy that trained him. And guys, he is one of the best that I've seen. And his character on just the way that he dealt with me, I was awed. I was absolutely impressed. I really couldn't put it into words how lucky we are to have this individual at the helm of the training program for our company, and to know that, you know, guys, his goal is to help all of us become the best versions of ourselves. Like, his deal is not to be the trainer. It's to equip a group of people and train the leaders in this company to be able to do that training all over the country. So we and the people that will qualify themselves will be, you know, invited to be able to be a part of this. So knowing the vision and really getting to know Robert, guys, like, this was my first weekend of really getting to know Robert. And you might have heard me talk about the speed of trust before, because we can only build to the speed of trust that we have. And what I recognized, again, let's keep egos in check, but I trusted Mark and Judy when we came over here. And if I trust them and they have 100% trust in Robert, then my feeling is I have to have 100% trust that they know what they're doing, and they're going to create the best opportunity for us. With that being said, guys, during some of our challenges of whether it be shipping issues or whatever little challenges we have as a new company that is growing faster than any company in the industry right now, by the way, that will hit momentum more than likely by the end of this year, just based on the history of network marketing. When they hit a certain, we're on track to do over $50 million this year is when companies start to hit momentum. And with that being said, I'm sharing this because, guys, we cannot focus on what we're dealing with right now. We have to focus on where we're going and what that looks like and what it feels like. Because, guys, I was a part of a company that grew exponentially, that momentum hit. And I had many of my friends not only become, multiple six-figure income earners, including myself, but I had friends that became millionaires. And I beat myself up that I did not go all in when that company was running and hitting momentum, that my goal was to hit a six-figure income, and I didn't set another goal after I'd done that. And what I saw when I came to this company is this was like, for me, that my second chance. And most people don't get a second chance. And it was my chance to go out there and do because my biggest fear, guys, is not living up to my potential. I don't know if anybody can relate with me, but so many times people, when they get older, they don't talk about the things that they did. They start to talk about the things that they wish they would have done. And not going all in was one of those things that I felt that, right? So I 100% believe not only that this is our chance, but I believe that this is every one of our chances, that every one of us can have the life that we dream of in this company, but we have to see it where it's going, not where we are right now. And we have to stay positive and know and trust that look, the conversations I had with him over the weekend, I get it now. I see where he's going. I know what they're doing to line everything up, to make sure that everything works out perfectly. And I really believe in the next month, we will be looking at a different company. I really believe that. And guys, he launched this strategy on basically taking this company to and through that momentum phase. And guys, I was in the room in 2010 when the founder of the company I was in at that time shared this strategy on what they were going to do, how they were going to do it, what it looked like. And I bought in partly. I was like, sounds great. I mean, if we can do that, we'll be able to do really well. He told me that we could be millionaires if we do this. And guys, my vision wasn't big enough, and I became a 100,000-aire, right? I was making over $100,000 with the company. But with that being said, guys, I had friends that became millionaires. I heard, but not only heard, felt the exact same thing from Robert O'Blom when he was sharing what we were going to do. Guys, it was like parallel, identical, but with a different place mindset-wise and more of a long-term vision on what they're creating and just knowing who's behind the helm and the other people that are there. I just wanted to share that you have to go on trust. We all have to trust that the founder of this company has our best interest and that this is our time. And we have to go all in and act as if it's already happened and take the actions that you knew, that if you knew that you knew that you knew that if you did ABC, then your life has totally changed. Because guys, when I sat down in that office originally, the first time I was in this company, I knew. I can't explain it. I just knew. And then when Ricky saw it, he knew. When Ian saw it, he knew. Everyone that went to the home office and saw what we saw, they all knew it. They didn't think, oh, this might work. They knew that it was going to work. So guys, what I'm asking you as leaders is to trust that if we trust the company is going in the right direction, and we trust the leadership in the company, if you trust us, then trust that we're going in the right direction and that this will be our chance. I totally went off on a tangent there, but I just had to share that. But guys, this is why I want to share that. This training this training was like literally everything that I told the founder of the other company when we were doing this that we were missing. I told them that we need to have this training model, that once people hit a certain rank, that they were getting trained to the next level of leadership. Because guys, there's a lot of positional leaders. There's people that have ranks or that have a check that may not match their personal development. They might have achieved all these great things and they think that they arrived, and then when things changed, when we had some adversities in that company, these people fell and they didn't have the personal development to push through those things. And I knew that we were missing that thing. And guys, the founder of this company has set this up. This is a backstop, right? It's a backstop to stop the ball from rolling, because every company goes up and then they'll stable off, and then they might have a little dip, and then they'll go up, and then they'll do this and that. But the backstop is the leadership. The backstop is the training. So if we go in any little downward, it stops the ball from rolling and rolling and rolling backwards, right? So guys, the training model is what keeps us from falling back. It's keeping us. See, it takes one skill to get somewhere, and it takes one skill to, say, hit platinum. It takes another skill to keep it, and it takes another skill to go to the next level, right? So guys, we have to constantly be sharpening our axe. This training model is, look, the most incredible thing is we don't have to worry about training our team anymore. We can feel comfortable knowing that if we just send people to the training, they're getting trained no matter where they are in the country, and they're going to get everything they need to go out there and succeed. So with that being said, guys, the training model is incredible. I'm going to turn it back over to you, Amy, and then I'll close it out when I bring on Gavin.
Okay, I've got because we've got the announcement I'm about to make. We posted too, but it didn't start coming in until we got on the Zoom. So at 8:15 Central tonight, we have a Zoom link. I think Ricky Durant posted it on Team Rise. If not, I know it's on my team page. I know it's on others. But we will get it. Ricky, did you post it? Can you write in the comments or something and let me know if it's posted?
No, I haven't posted it on Team Rise. I'll do that right now.
Can you do that for me, dear? Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so the Zoom link that Ricky's posting right now on Team Rise is up. We have a Zoom with Mark and Judy from corporate at 8:15 tonight with updates that everybody needs to get on. So I've got this list that I'm going to cover really quick. I was going to go into a little bit more detail, but after following Sweta, I don't think there's anything else to say. So I'm going to have to cut it short. So with that, all of this 90-day run with these trainings are building in and leading up to the Happiness Extension in Dallas, Texas, which is June 22nd through June 24th. And I'm going to throw this out because I know Ian and I had this conversation, Chris and I've had this conversation, and Ricky and I've had this conversation today. That stadium, or not the stadium, the hotel that's going to be at seats 3,000 people. Okay? 4 or 3?
No,
it's 3, right?
Yep.
It's 3, right? Okay. 3,000 people. Team Rise, as all of us, we've committed to getting 2,200 people into that of the 3,000. So what that means is that you go and you get your team there. We all need to be there. Sweta's looking at me like that's a big number there, Ames. Anything we've said, we've done so far. So therefore, with that being said, you have to say it, you have to believe it, you have to visualize it to make it happen. Right, Sweta?
Yes, ma'am.
So we are going to get 2,200 people there from our team. So with that, if anybody has ideas, yes, Dallas is in June 22nd through the 24th. If you want to get with a leader and let us know, we will start planning now. I don't care if we have to put 5, 6 people in a room. I don't care if we want to rent some, what's it called? Those little houses that you can rent or whatever at places.
Airbnb and
Airbnb, stuff like that. We do not. Robert said in a flash the name of the hotel, but I don't think that's officially been announced yet. So there is 3. Yeah, exactly. You have 90 days to get there. Guys, there should be no excuses to not be at this. We're giving you guys plenty of time. Unless that is your wedding date that you've already got on the calendar, let's plan on getting there, okay? Let us know what we can do to help you get there. We, you know, as leaders, we will all be there. I'm committed. Chris is committed. Ricky's committed. We're all committed. Y'all, Stephanie Aid flew from Australia to the last one. If Steph can get there, there's no excuse that all of us can't be there. Okay? Like that, it is what it is. So that's where I'm at. And we will talk about that on every single Zoom from now to then. So yeah, just get used to hearing it. That's what I'm going to say about that. Okay. So now, yes, go ahead.
Sorry. I know you said that there's no excuses for us not to be there, but I don't have the ability to be able to go because I don't have any family. My husband and I have no family members here where we live, and we don't have anybody to help us with kids. So I don't know how that's going to happen.
Well, maybe you could do a thing to where the kids can go with you guys, and then maybe like take turns in and out of the commit. You know what I mean? Like we can figure stuff out. Like there's always ways to make things happen. Jill Swain will be there. She'll babysit. I'll volunteer Jill. No, I'm just kidding. She's gonna go. I hope she's in there. I hope she's in the room. Is she, Chris?
She's shaking her head, going.
Yes.
I have 3 boys.
That's what I was saying. Like never mind. I'm just gonna say something, but I won't. So, no, don't worry, Jill. I'll tell you that later. No, I'm just kidding. So, okay. But we'll figure. You know what I mean? There's ways. I promise you guys, there's ways to get creative, and we'll do what we can to get as many people there as possible. Okay, like we will do everything that we can to get everybody there. On a fun note, on that, Ricky Durant did a cruise promo a couple weeks ago that he sent me all of the people that qualified. We had 14 people that qualified, so give yourselves a huge hand for that. That's awesome. 14 people that qualified. I put it in my randomizer thing, and I can't show it to you on screen because of my Zoom, because I don't know how to share screen and I'm not the host. So, but the winner was Bridget Larson. She just won the cruise. That's huge. She just won a 3-day cruise from Ricky Durant. So that is absolutely amazing. So please, I don't know if she's on. Bridget, are you on?
She may not be, but that's Micah Winder's
okay.
One of her girls, so I'll let her know. Thank you, Amy. Appreciate it.
Get your address to Ricky. That's what I was needing to say on that. So that's awesome. So recap of training, promo for cruise convention. Okay, this is super important, guys. Make sure you write this down and make sure you're conveying this to your team every day. If you have your 5 promoters and you're trying to do your Strive for 5 to where you get the 110% check match, as of March 1st, do not forget, those 5 promoters each have to have 2 MAP customers. Okay? Every promoter has to have 2 customers per month to count as an active promoter in order for you to get your check matches, whether it be 22, 44, 66, 88, or 110. Okay? So that's super important. Just want to make sure we're getting very, very close to the end of the month, and that's super important that everybody knows that. I'm going to turn it to Ricky really quick, where he's going to talk about what he's doing to help new promoters when he first signs them.
Okay, thank you, Amy. So basically, guys, what I've been doing with my personally sponsored people, and I'll share this information with you guys, is I was thinking about this, and then I implemented it to a couple of my groups. And what has happened this month, guys, literally their volumes doubled on their teams, okay? So I'm pretty sure all of us want our volume to double, right? So let me cover this real quick. What I do, say I signed up Chris Schweda. I tell Chris, hey, Chris, welcome to the team. Thank you for trusting to work with me. And then I'm basically investing back in my business on Chris. So I go, hey, Chris, send me 5 to 10 addresses of the top 5 or 10 people that you want to get this product to immediately. I'm going to the post office tomorrow. I'm going to mail you some samples. So immediately, Chris action right? By doing that, there's product going to 5 or 10 different people. You can send 1 sample, you can send 2, whatever you like. From there, I go, hey, Chris, are you ready to run fast or slow? And Chris is gonna go, I'm ready to run fast. Awesome, Chris. Well, look, I have product in stock right now. I can mail you some if you want to PayPal me the $80. I can mail you some right away and pay for the shipping, okay? Guys, if we're promoting our product, it's so important to have the product in stock. I'm not saying you got to go buy a cabinet full like I've done, but enough to basically help out your #1 promoters that you're signing to your business, because those #1 promoters are attached to you. You brought them into the business, and I believe by doing this, what's going to end up happening is they're going to teach their people to do the same thing and the same thing. And guys, I can tell you this right now, from last month to this month, let's not even cover numbers, but I can guarantee you what's happened. It's been phenomenal because people have been doing this throughout the team, and I wanted to share this information with you guys. So within 2 days, now Chris is getting product, say 24 samples, okay? Within 2 days, 5 to 10 other people are getting samples. Within a week, now Chris is receiving his order that he came in with. So now immediately within 1 week, there is 30 people getting on the phone with the uplines. Does that make sense? Anyways, so I wanted to cover that. And before we close down on the Zoom, I want to acknowledge this lady. I really love this lady a lot. She has the heart of a lion, loves on everybody. Her passion is just incredible. Jennifer Marsh, are you out there? I know she was earlier. Jennifer Marsh. Let's see. She might have left already. Okay, anyways, congratulations. You there? You there?
I'm here.
Well, girl, I know we've been talking since the beginning of the month. And really your story is very inspiring to me, and it will be to everybody else, because you've built this business. You've been away from Facebook for quite a while. You came into the business a couple of months ago, and you told me at the beginning, I will hit platinum by March 31st. It's no questions asked. We're March 26th, and you hit it today. I'm so proud of you, and I just wanted to acknowledge that on the Zoom tonight.
Thank you. Yeah, my team didn't even know that I was going for a goal at all. They had no idea. You know, you're just helping them reach their goals, and you just know that it just wasn't an option. You know, it wasn't an option at all.
Kind of share real quick, and within 2 minutes, how you did that, Jennifer, because I know you were calling me and going, Ricky, what can I do? I mean, you were reaching out, basically what you were doing to, you know, Chris and I and Robin and Melissa, and you were like, I'm not getting sleep. This is getting done. This is getting done. I mean, wow, like I'm so like blessed to have you on my team. You have a heart of a lion. I love it. Your passion is going to impact a lot of people, and how quickly you hit that goal is just incredible. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. You know, I actually was just talking to a few people on my team today about, actually, they didn't even know this was a goal. So they didn't know where they were going or we were going, but it's really about activity. Like, you can stare at the numbers all day. You can know what you want to do. I mean, yes, you need to have a goal in mind, but you just have to put that one foot in front of the other and do the little things. And you can't do it by yourself. I just pour into the greatest people on my team. Like, they're all so incredible. Every single person is active. They're all adding customers. Their new people are adding partners. Every single person is active. That is incredible. Like, You know, I get to choose the people I do this with every day that I get to serve. And this is a really conversation to have. You kind of put me on the spot. I'm trying not to cry, but I get to serve people who are so appreciative, you know? So it makes it easy for me. It does.
Well, congratulations, Jen. I'm so proud of you. Really, like, you're going to make me cry over here. It is awesome to see you and your team completely crush the month like you planned on doing. You put it in front of you at the beginning of the month, and you said you were going to do it by the 31st. We're, 5 days early? Congratulations to you and your team.
You know, I had it broke down into steps. I knew by the 7th I would be at 5,000. By the 10th or the 15th, I would be at 10,000, and we were. By the 22nd, we would be at 15,000, and actually by the 28th, we would be at 20,000. So we did it.
Yes, y'all did it in a big way. Congratulations, Jim. I appreciate you. Chris White, go ahead and close out the call. We do have a call in 15 minutes, a corporate call, leadership call at 8:15 Central Standard Time. The Zoom links are in the messenger groups and the Team Rise pages. Be sure you get this out to your team members. Thank you for hopping on tonight, Chris. Close it out. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys. So with that being said, guys, just know that on Thursday we have a lot of goods for you. I know we're going to have just some incredible sharing on Thursday night. I have to jump off and get back on this line, actually on a different line, but on this computer in 1 minute. And then I have to get on another one in 15 minutes. So, guys, I close it out with this. Now is our time. It's time to run. Let's go out there and make all of our dreams come true. If you heard what we heard from Robert O'Blon with the law of attraction and what we're attracting and what's happening, guys, everything that we have planned and visualized so far has already happened, and we're just getting started. So now is your time. Let's go out and take action. Love you guys. Everybody have an awesome night. I will be posting this on my YouTube page, by the way, so just look me up on YouTube.